Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of modeling the Pythagorean Theorem. This is standard 8.6c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 26 off the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a description of the Pythagorean theorem right up here, and it says when three squares are joined at their vertices to form a right triangle, the combined area of the two smaller squares, that's the two legs, is the same as the area of the largest square. So you can see almost they didn't quite connect them, but if you were to move these a little bit, you can see we've got some right triangles kind of forming right here, right? You see that in all of them. And so we need to find which three squares do not support this statement. So when it says the three squares are joined at their vertices to form a right triangle, the combined area of the two smaller squares. So we're going to say the two sides, the two smaller sides, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's our Pythagorean theorem. So if you're going to take a right triangle right here, what that means is the two legs are going to be A and B. Hypotenuse, that's that long diagonal across, that's going to be the C. And so if you square it, right, so what that means is if you take these legs, form them into squares, you take the area of the A leg, the area of the B leg, add them together, and you always get the area of the C leg. That's what that Pythagorean theorem really means. So let's see if we can find the one that doesn't work for this. All right, so I've got 3 and 4. I'm looking at F, right? So it said that 3 squared. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals, now you see how this 25 has got the centimeter squared? That means it's already squared. So I'm just going to write 25. Let's see if that works. That's 9 plus 16 equals 25. Yep, that checks out. So that's not my answer, because I'm looking for the one that doesn't work out. So that's the trick here, is you got to keep plugging it into this a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but watch, because sometimes they're going to give you the actual square. Now G, they don't. So it's just going to be 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. They didn't give you a square right there. All right. So that's going to be 25 plus 144 and 169. You can use your calculator if you need to on that. And does 25 plus 144 make, yeah, that does. That works out. So G is not going to be our answer. All right, so let's look at H. All right, so this one's a little bit tricky because I need the 9 squared. But my 144 is already squared. So let's just leave that right there. Equals 21 squared. All right, so I know my 9 squared is 81. 144, not sure what that makes. 144, 81. All right, so that's 225. Let's see, I don't know what 21 squared makes, so let's just square it real quick. I don't think it's going to be 225 though. That's 42. Oh yeah, look at that, 441. So that is definitely going to be incorrect. Let's just double check to make sure J works. So I've got 6 squared plus 64 equals 100. The 64 and 100 are already squared. So 36 plus 64, yep, that makes 100. So it's not J, so that does mean my answer is going to be H. And you can tell, look how big this square is. It doesn't fit. This is way too big for this little triangle right here. So my answer is H.